Static Shock in black jamming, Jackson white jamming, and Jack's coming away lead jammer. Jackson will go ahead and call it off, getting tripped up there at turn one. Static Shock off the races. Slate over the white jamming, finding an inside lane, coming away lead jammer out of turn one. Ricky Bobby jamming in black. Pack sits up at the far straightaway at turn three, forcing a call off, 1 point white, 0 point signal for black. White with the first blood, 1-0 advantage to start the game off in jam number two. Starting off three will be Jax in white and Thriller in black. Exene mixing it up with the tripod in the back for the white wall, trying to get Thriller through, but Jax comes out of lane or turn one, lead jammer. White team losing their pivot. Jax chucks out of bounds outside of turn one, gonna call it off. 0 signal for black and 0 signal for white. Still a 1-0 advantage, white. Cherokee Monster in white, Static Shock in black jamming. White down, pivot. Static Shock going for off the check, shoulder check off the whistle, but Cherokee staying in bounds. Static Shock goes off the races on the outside, coming away lead. Static Shock through the pack, picking up 4 points. Pack setting up their defenses with both jammers now on scoring passes. Cherokee hits the pack. Static Shock goes outside, checked out of bounds, going to call it off. Georgia looking to run them back. 1 point apiece, I believe, that pass. Five-1 advantage. Black that jam. Black now taking the lead, 5-2. Polyrath jamming in black, Slit Throat jamming in white. Poly up on the toe stops, working side to side, finding a nice side lane. Meanwhile, Slit Throat's just pushing against the three-wall tripod at the back of the pack. Holds the star, making the blockers look for that star. And here comes Polyrath on a scoring pass. The pack at turn two. Polyrath working on toe stops, pushing against the defense, getting tripped up. And white defenders recycling to the front of the pack with their tripods. Smacks a Lottle. Bracing teammates and forcing Pauly to call it off. Pauly able to pick up 4 points, but not breaking out of the pack again. 4-0 advantage for the black team that pass. 9-2 early lead for the black team. Jack's back on the jam line in white, Exene in black. No one in the box. Jacks check the outside, comes in and runs to the inside, coming away lead. Exene's going to take the star off, making the blockers look for it. Jacks in the pack now, taking the outside lane. We'll see how many points he gets before calling it off. 4-point signal for Jacks. 4-0 advantage that pass for the white team, 6-9 advantage black. TPQ in white, Static Shock in black on the jam line. Static Shock out first, lead jammer. TPQ checked out, brought back behind the jam line. TPQ almost timing it to land a check on Static as he comes around. Static breaks through, picking up 4 points. And TPQ checked out again, going to be brought back behind the jam line again, back behind turn 4 almost. Static working against the front 4 wall of whites as they got to let him go. It gets out of reach. TPQ ran back again. 8 points so far for Static. Static takes the outside, cuts the inside. Chucky with the check out, hip check. Gonna bring Static back to jam line. TPQ checked out, Yoshi checking him back all to turn 4. Black losing a blocker. TPQ handing the star off. Static breaks through 4 final points. And Beastie pivoting that last jam, taking the star pass from TPQ. Rolling Thunder in black, Slaytoven in white. Slaytoven checked the inside, brought back behind the jam line. Rolling Thunder checked out, brought back almost to the jam line, and slipped through to the box. Rolling Thunder's got the L signal from our jam ref. Pack setting up here at turn 4, now to the jam line. 3-on-3 in the pack. No. Rolling Thunder hits the pack, loses his skates, calls it off. 2 points for black, 0 signal for white. Four-3 advantage black in the pack. Jackson white jamming, Yoshi and black jamming. Jack's trying to block Yoshi out. And Jack's able to get through first cleanly, lead jammer. Yoshi not even 5 feet away on his heels, gonna force the call off. Static Shock, lead jammer for the black team. And Beastie jamming for the white team. Static over that apex jump, picking the 4 points, calling off that jam. Black team extending the lead to 20 now. Yoshi back on the jam line for the black team. Diana Slamma for the white team. Penalty box is empty. White team lining up on the jam line. Black team smothering them. Diana Slam on the jam line. Yoshi lined up right behind in the eye. Slaytoven checks back on Yoshi. Schlithrow picking a penalty ahead of the box. Yoshi breaks down the outside. Lead jammer. Yoshi, the lead jammer status roll up on the pack hot. Hits the pack. Gets the points. And with a check on Diana Slam, it picks up a directional. White team and Diana Slamma now off to a power jam. See if they can get some points here. And we'll go full 2 minutes. White blockers come in and assist to Diana. Coach Chops yelling from the bench. Yoshi standing to warn them. Slamma checked out of bounds, goes down hard. Slow to get up. Looks okay. Yoshi's through the pack, picking up points. Here stepping through on the outside. Meets the tripod up front of the white team. Able to check through it, picking up 4 more. White team losing a blocker, I believe, back blocking. 4 more points for Yoshi. And 2-minute jam there. Everybody looking gassed after that one. 20 points for the black team, that jam. Ricky Bobby jamming for the black team. Jack's back on the jam line in white. White team down a blocker, and we got a official timeout. Do a quick track repair, make sure it's safe for everybody. And with a break in the action, a big thank you to our sponsors. Thank you to P-Flag, Early Bird Lawn and Landscaping, Pilot House, Sick Tricks, Legends, and Horizon Screen Printing. That's our season sponsors for Cape Girardeau Roller Derby. And everybody hanging out at the arena today. We got concessions being provided by Mueller Munchies just out back. They got snow cones, hamburgers, hot dogs, and barbecue for you. This will be our last game before our lunch break, and we'll get restarted again at at 2 o'clock. Jam underway, Ricky Bobby in black, Jackson White. 1 blocker in the box. Ricky Bobby out first inside turn 1. Jack's checked out, slow to get up, recycling behind the pack, all the way back to the jam line. Ricky Bobby checked out, going to be brought back to the jam line as well. Jax making the initial pass. Ricky Bobby finds an outside lane, going for it. Picks up the 4 points, calls off the jam, hanging on to those skates. 0 point signal for Jax. Tricky Monster jamming on the jam line. Ninja dancing on Static Shock. Five on five in the pack. Trekkies finding those toe stops, gets checked out. Static checked on the outside, comes back in. Able to hang on, and Static Shock away out of turn one, lead jammer. Actually, an update. Static Shock getting called on a track cut. Apparently didn't keep the toe stops in when it checked out of bounds. So now Tricky Monster going to be on the power jam here. Coach Chops yelling out to his team on the track. Star passed off to Beastie. Pivoting for the white team, now jamming. Static Shock's penalty time is over. Picks up 4 points. We'll go a full 2 minutes here. Black team losing a blocker. White team with a blocker in the box as well. Static Shock accelerating off the toe stops, breaking through out of turn 4, picking up 4 points. Beastie in the pack working against Yoshi and another black defender. Breaks through, looking for that final long butt hit check. 4 point signal for white, 4 point signal for black. Final 20 seconds of this jam. Now we got some jammer on jammer blocking and a little jammer on jammer loving. I don't know what the penalty was called. Both jammers getting called. And with both jammers being called, they'll both be released. Jam time ends. 2 final points signal for black. We could send you barbecue teeny, Tiffy. Might take a while to get there. Slate over your lead jammer of the white team. Rolling Thunder is still working the initial pass. Slaytoven through that initial scoring pass. Looking to chip away that black lead. Another 4 points for Slaytoven. Diana Slama checking Rolling Thunder out of bounds. Georgia's headed to the box. Slaytoven back in the pack now, working against Tripod, checked out, stepping in right behind. Rolling Thunder passing the star off to the Pivot X Zine as Slaytoven breaks out one final time, 4 more points. And White getting a 12-0 jam, that jam. Black 65, White now 23. Yoshi jamming in black, Jackson white. White defenders down a blocker. Jax tries to step through on the inside. Gets checked out, brought back to turn 4. Yoshi breaks away out. Past the 4-wall bridging of the white defenders. Lead jammer now. Black defenders able to get a baby and slow down the pack. And Yoshi picking up 3. And able to deny a white team. Jax with the white team any points. Static Shock jamming in black. Trekkie in white. More ninja jam dancing. Trekkie taking the outside line initially. Static working side to side. Inside to outside. Finds an outside lane. Coming away. Lead jammer out of turn 1. White losing 2 blockers. Now 4-2 in the pack. And Trekkie still working that initial pass. Static through the pack. Picking up 4 points. Black losing a blocker. 3-2 advantage in the pack. Static cuts to the outside, avoids the check, picking up 4 points. Pack holding still at turn 2. Trekkie trying to toe stop through in the outside lane, checked out. Gonna recycle, and Static cuts through again, 4 points. Big shoulder check on Trekkie, checking him out of bounds, bringing him back further on the far straightaway. Static with a deke. Cuts the inside, checked out, steps right in behind the blocker, running up the defenders now, getting them out of play. Picks up the 4 points and calls it off. Picking up 16 that jam. Penalty box is empty. We got Slaytoven jamming in white, Yoshi in black. As some piece of equipment fly off to the side of the track. Yoshi is lead jammer in black. Slaytoven about 20 feet back. Diana Slamma hip checks into Yoshi, flying into the pack. 2 points for Yoshi, 3 points for Slaytoven. Ricky Bobby in black, Jackson white. Jax steps through on the outside, coming away lead jammer. Ricky Bobby brought back all the way to turn 3 before BC gets out of play. Jax breaks through the pack, 4 points for the white team. Ricky Bobby getting tricked up, but able to stay in bounds on the inside of turn 1. One blocker get past. And Jackson on another scoring pass, 4 more points. Ricky Bobby making an initial pass now. Jax almost finds an inside lane as he comes around turn 4 and meets a hip check. Picks up 3 and calls it off, forcing rather than forcing, shutting out the white team. Yoshi jamming in black, TBQ in white. Everybody's piled up in the jam line. Yoshi threatening some shoulder checks, able to cuts through on the outside. Coming away lead before the pivot line. Two-point signal for the black team, 0 for the white team. And white loses a defender. Slaytoven on the jam line for the white team. Static Shock back on the jam line for the black team. Pack rolling back onto the jam line. Static Shock works to the outside, trying to step through. Cuts to the inside. And Slaytoven's going to be lead jammer here. So we'll get some jammer on jammer defensive action as we hit the jam line. Pack holding the pack still now at the far straightaway. And Slaytoven getting checked out of bounds by Static Shock. Static Shock going to try to run her back, but Coach Chop's saying, wait, don't call it off. Let's get Cephalopod out of the penalty box, eating up that penalty time. And now the white team will have a 4-wall back in the pack. Jack's back on the jam line for the white team. Yoshi on the jam line for the black team. Jam number 21 underway. Jack's toe stopping through. And one of those toe stops went out of bounds. Getting caught on the track cut. Yoshi going to be lead jammer now. Yoshi on a scoring pass. Pack held steady between turn 1 and 2. White's backing up because they got a baby in the back. Black team holding the pack still turn 1. Yoshi on another scoring pass, running up the defenders. Chucky and crew running Yoshi back, going to call it off. 3-point signal for the black team. Jack's standing up in the box to start off this jam. Thriller jamming for the black team. Jamming and has the star on. Black team spreading out, looking like clear the lane. Setting up for a little offense. And black loses the blocker to a back block. Jax is out of the box, finds an outside lane, gets through, coming away lead jammer for the white team. Thriller still working the initial pass. Pack rolling up on turn 3 now. Thriller check to the inside. They run her to the outside. Jax gets through on the inside, 4 points. And infamous GA head of the box for a directional. White losing one of their blockers. Thriller getting checked around. Jax in the pack picking up points. 4 more signaled. Some jammer on jammer offense now. And Force calling off the jam now with the pack coming around to turn 3. 8-0 advantage that jam for jam 22 and jam 23, Slaytoven in white, Static Shock in black. White down a blocker. Lined up at the front, skating back to smother the black team. Lined up at the jam line. Static Shock trying to step through on the inside. Slaytoven trying to step through on the outside. And Slaytoven brought back behind turn 4. Meanwhile, Static Shock runs out of the pack by the pivot line, coming away lead Jammer. Static Shock gets out of the pack, picking up those 4 points with the white team regaining their 4th blocker, and Slaytoven on a scoring pass, about to hit the pack. Exene on the jam line in black, Slitthroat in white. Pack kind of interspersed. And white team running Exene back while Slitthroat skated ahead to work against the black blockers defending at the front. Exene gets tripped up, works against Smaxolotl and Chucky at the front. And they catch her on a track cut. Exene hit in the box, Slitthroat on a power jam, and I don't believe we have a lead jammer yet. Slitthroat holding the star, no pass yet. Slitthroat making the initial pass. No lead jammer signal, so we'll go a full 2 minutes. Pack holding still at turn 3. White just holding the pack still. Slitthroat steps through the inside. 4 points for the white team. No pack signal. Smaxolotl skates ahead to bridge. Hulk skates back to play some offense. Slitthroat gets tripped up. Chucky headed the box with white team losing that blocker. Slitthroat through the pack, 4 points signaled. Star pass. And new jammer right behind Slitthroat as they check a little bit back and forth. 51-50, I believe that's Hulk. Checking Hulk out. Gonna run him way back to turn 4 while the pack is holding at turn 1. And jam time ends. 0 point signal for the black. White team picking up 8 points. Slitthroat picking up 8 points. Good strategic check out by Schlitt there. Run that 2-minute jam timeout and shut up the black team. Working hard to chip away that black lead. 99 black, 53 white. Jackson white jamming. Yoshi and black jamming. Chucky's penalty time's over, so we're back to 5-on-5 the track, and Jax is out first, lead jammer. Diana Slam is taking the ref lane to the penalty box, it looks like. Jax is on the scoring pass, checked out, gonna call it off. 3 points signaled for Jax, 0 points for Yoshi. 3-0 white. Still chipping away at that black lead. Static Shock black back on the jam line and black. Slaytoven back on the jam line and white. White down, a blocker lined up at the front with their tripod. Backing up on the black team. Slaytoven working side to side. Static Shock lined up on the outside lane. Slaytoven goes for a check. Steps to the inside. And Static Shock's going to be lead jammer. Slaytoven had one black blocker to get past. Static Shock out past all the white blockers first. Do a little jammer on jammer checking. Got to run Slaytoven back now. Showing a little mercy, not running her all the way back. Static Shock goes for the apex jump, picks up 4 points, calls off the jam. And 2 points for Slaytoven. Yoshi in black with a star, Jackson white with a star. Our pack smothering the jam line. Jam number 27 underway as everybody's backing up. Jax tries to toe stop through the outside, gets checked out. And Jax is brought back all the way to turn 3 in this initial pass. Yoshi breaks out of the pack, coming away lead jammer. Jax checked down the inside again, recycling back to turn 4. Jax finds an inside lane, breaks that initial pass. Yoshi on a scoring pass. Gonna go ahead and call it off, picking up 4 points with Jax rolling up on the pack fast. We tick past the 8-minute mark in our last game of the morning, or the morning session anyways. Rolling Thunder in black, Chucky in white jamming. Chucky taking the outside lane, Rolling Thunder working up the middle. Rolling Thunder finding an inside lane, cutting the outside now. Got TPQ to get past. TPQ not able to land a check, and Rolling Thunder breaks out first. And Chucky nearly goosing Rolling Thunder. Rolling Thunder goes for the check. Chucky does the footwork, skates on by, untouched, forcing the call off. All I could think of when I saw that was tickle, tickle, tickle. Slaytoven back on the jam line, Static Shock in black. Penalty box is empty. Slaytoven lined up right in front of Static, trying to get teammates to check him back. Static Shock chucked out on the inside. Slaytoven checked the outside. Black loses a blocker. Slaytoven almost out, but Static Shock coming out first. But another black blocker head of the box for blocking to the back. 2-on-4 in the pack. Static Shock using that acceleration, 4 points and calling it off. 4-0. Two black blockers in the box. Exene in black with the star. Jax in white with the star. Official timeout. Don't forget concessions going on at the back door. Mueller Munchies. Food truck. They're hanging out back. Snow cones, hamburgers, hot dogs, barbecue. I think some of our DCRD friends are asking for some barbecue in the streaming chat. Giving the track a quick wipe down, making sure nobody slips up over there. Also, thanks to our sponsors. Thanks to Jason Sayers, Marla Moore, Jenna Riley, our vendors hanging out with us today. It looks like we got all the track's Tears of Joy wiped up. Exene in black, Jackson White jamming. Jax finds an inside lane, coming away lead. Seeing a multiplayer block signal and one white blocker headed to the box. Jax stepping through on the outside. 4-point signal. Looks like Beastie picking up a penalty head of the box now. White down 2 blockers. Exene threw and then initial pass. Jax threw in another scoring pass. That'd be his second. Third scoring pass for Jax, picking up 4 more. It's 12 total. For a signal for Exene, gonna call it off. (12-4) jam, advantage White. 3 minutes on the clock, 70 for the white team, black 115. Yoshi in black with a star, Slitthroat and White with a star. And White down a blocker. White's tripod lined up front, everybody on the jam line. Yoshi checking against the 3 wall of White blockers. Breaking out first, lead jammer out of turn 1. Slitthroat out of the pack on that initial pass. Yoshi in the pack picking up points. Looking a little gassed and seeing Slitthroat rolling up. Gonna go ahead and call it. Yoshi picking up 4 points for the black team before calling that off. Static Shock back on the jam line for the black team. Chucky with the star and White. White lined up front as the pack rolls back onto the jam line. There's Ratchet giving the 5-second warning. Jam 32 underway. And about 30 seconds left on the game clock than there is on the jam clock. Chucky out of the jam, out of the pack first, going to be your lead jammer. And with Static rolling up on the pack fast, Chucky's going to call it off. Looks like that was a 0-0 jam. Jam number 33 could be our final. We got Jackson White, Yoshi in black. 48 seconds on game clock. Jam 33 underway. Jax tries to find the inside lane. Yoshi working an outside lane. Both jammers checked out of bounds. Jax finds an outside. Coming away, lead jammer for the white team. Looks like we got forearms on Beastie, head of the box, pivoting for the white team. Jax hops through on the inside. 4 points signaled. Gonna call it off with Yoshi rolling up on the pack. No point signal for Yoshi as James called. And your unofficial score, 78 for White, but 74 for White. And black with the win, 119.